Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to work on this limited item kit. I got this from Gundam base Tokyo a couple of years ago, and this is the Sazabi RG Clear color or transparent kit. So have a look inside. So it's actually exactly the same as if you have built an MG Sazabi, but it's just that it comes with transparent parts, so you can look at how the red color transparent parts look like for this particular unit. The rest, like for example, the manual is exactly the same as the RG Sazabi, and then you have all these other parts as well. They look a little bit metallic. Like for example, this is like a metallic orange yellow, if you like. Then the rest of the other parts are like the normal grays and blacks as well. I can see this is the inner frame, which is black. So then they have the very nice effects parts, yeah, here, beautiful. And yeah, some of the other inner frame parts, which are in like a dark gray color. Okay, so yeah, you can see some of the beautiful nice red parts. Wow, this is beautiful, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start building this, and probably going to custom paint the inner frame and see how it goes. All right, thanks guys. All right, so I spent the whole day building the internal frame of the Sazabi. So let's go ahead and put everything together. So you actually start with the legs first. So I'm going to go in kind of like that sequence to build the legs. Yeah. So if you look at this inner frame, it's got some of like a gunmetal color, so it's really cool, very nice. Yeah. That's the other leg. Right leg and the left leg. Oops. Yeah. So that's the right leg and the left leg done, and then that's the waist. That's the beautiful Sazabi waist in a frame. Yeah, so we can start popping the leg in. Yeah, this part is a little loose or hard to put in, but it's okay. So let's put in the leg so he can stand up. All right, and this, it's the left leg in, then the right leg now. Make sure he pops in. Yep. So yep, he can stand up now on with the waist and the legs all done. So you can see he's quite a, yeah, with RG, I mean with Sazabis, they are quite big boys, right? Okay, that's the legs fitted to the waist, right? Okay, so the other part would be the fitting the upper chest, torso. Yeah, upper chest and torso. Yeah, there he goes in, right? Then the arms. So the arms has the shoulder armor. So I think you can fit the arms in first, and then the shoulder armor will sit on top, I believe. It just pops in, and then this part hangs out like so. This one is a little flimsy, but yeah, that's one arm in. Now the right arm goes in. Yeah, pops in good. And then the shoulder armor to hold the shoulder goes in. Yeah. Maybe loosen it a little bit, then you can pop this part in easily. Yep, then it pops in. Then you can go ahead and push the arms in a little bit more. Yeah, yeah, so that's the whole full body inner frame of the RG Sazabi all built and assembled. So I took, well, 4 or 5 hours to build just this part. Then that's the backpack. Then you can slot it right at the back here. Right. Yeah, there you go. That's the RG Sazabi inner frame all built. And let's see, my desire is actually to paint the inner frame before fitting on the transparent red armor onto the Sazabi. Okay, that should be the next part of what I'm going to do. Okay, all right. already dried up and ready to be assembled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some finishing touches, some paint brushing to add more details, more parts, and different colors onto this with a hand brush. Okay, so I've done the hand painting. You can see some of the gold parts here painted on the silver chrome, and some silver painted on the gold parts here to give it just a little bit of, you know, extra look and detail to some of the parts of the inner frame, some of them of the other parts as well. So I'm just going to start putting them together now since the paint has all dried, and we should then move on to the next part. All right. So just a quick update in regards to the Sazabi RG frame. I've actually installed a few custom LEDs. This is some of this. It's like 0603, as well as I've used some other ones which are 0402 size. Basically 0402 is smaller sized compared to the 0603, but essentially they are small LEDs which have already been incorporated into the frame. Yeah, and then I will need to do some tidy up of all the wires and then connecting it to the battery source to get it all ready. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to show how I actually inserted those LEDs because it took quite a bit of time figuring it out, drilling, and I used one of these drill bits, sorry, this manual drill to create some holes so that the LEDs would be able to stick and stay within the respective areas that has that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that and then move on to the next portion of this installation. Yeah. All right, I've already removed all the clear red parts from the runners, and I'm actually going to do a polish on them using some sanding polishing sticks from Godhand. So that's what I'm going to do next, and hopefully the results will turn out good. All right, so that's what I'm going to do next. All right, Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to show you a new display polishing sponge kit that I just got. It's from Display, and I have one of these which is actually kind of like a grinder tool, right, which has an attachment that you can put in. I use this for my resin grinding, but anyway, today I want to show you, because I'm in the process of doing some polishing, and I actually got this polishing set. So when you open up this set, you will see that it has this piece here, which is the attachment. Just get it out. Sorry. It's packed quite tightly in here. Sorry, I'll just put it out and continue. Managed to pull it out. So it's got this attachment piece with a velcro surface on the top here, and then as you pull it out, you get actually two strips of these sponges, and these sponges have different coarseness, yeah, from coarse to less coarse, and even and fine, right? So it's got all this in here, and then you just have to like remove one of them, right, and then fit it up onto this velcro piece, put it in, make sure that it's in the middle. It's kind of quite sticky because it's so new, right, like so, and then put it onto attachment here. So let me get the Allen key out and can release it a little bit first. So this is the one that actually holds the attachment in. Yeah, so you just yeah, and it goes in like that, and then just lock it in. Right, make sure that it's all tight. Okay, and then you saw my video, the last time. I have these two compounds from Tamiya. Actually, this display also has theirs, but I'm going to use the Tamiya one that I have the fine and then finish. I'll start with the fine, and then just dab a little bit of it onto the sponge. Okay, like that, right? And then pick up a surface that you want to, polish. Right, I'm just going to use this guy here, and just go ahead and just like that, and you can go about it. It's just like using the cloth that you saw in the other video, but this one I now have a gadget to do it, and it's really much easier this way. And you can press in harder if you want to give it a bit more pressure if you like, and then the whole polishing process becomes a lot easier, right? Now you don't have to like go in this, because when you polish with cars, as you see, you actually go with on a circular motion. If you do it manually, you need to continue to circle, polish and apply pressure on a circular motion. So with this display sponge set on this attachment, it obviously makes the process a lot faster, a lot more easier, if you like, right? And yeah, so it's got one surface already in here. Then I will use the finish, right? Same thing. Apply a bit of it onto the sponge. You don't need to put too much, right? Depending on how big the surface is, and just repeat the process. So these are practice I'm using on clear plastics. Yeah, later on I want to try it on painted pieces and all that, to see how the effect of polishing would be on the piece. Okay, so you got like polishing sticks that you can use, and now I'm using the Tamiya polishing compound of fine and then finish onto these surfaces. Okay, so all in all, this is quite a cool tool to have, right? As opposed to sometimes I think there is the others which are wool polish heads that also work in the same way, but this is specifically for polishing hobby parts, which is quite nice to use, handy, and makes the job a lot easier as well. Right. So welcome back. I finished polishing all of it with the Tamiya polisher, and now it's time to fit it onto the actual kit. Yeah, so here is it. Here is the kit again. Oh, sorry, the internal frame of the Sazabi, all painted and all LED'd up. You can see, wow, that many LEDs in there. So I'm just going to slowly put the armor on, and I'm going to do it just half of the body, just like how I did the new on my other kit. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, start adding the armor right in, so that the Sazabi can look more complete, so to say, but I'll still be exposing half the armor, so that I can expose the painted inner frame of this particular beautiful kit. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next, and yeah, and come back to the channel again once more and more of these put together. All right. Okay, so I finished putting it on the right hand side of the in the frame. So I've got the upper body and the bottom part all done, so I'm just gonna rejoin this up together. So many wires, and that's the next headache that I will have in terms of how to tidy up and then wire them up properly. But basically the Sazabi is, and the armor is all done, all put together. Looks really nice in my opinion. Yeah, so I have to do a little bit of because this particular one is not standing so well, so I need to do a bit of adjustment. Maybe I may need to re-look at the building and structure it again. So sorry for the mess. The Sazabi is coming up well. The next part is really to slowly tidy up the wires so that they look presentable and nice. Yeah, so you can see here all these are the other parts that I have not used, which is the left hand side of the Sazabi, right? And then the big shield is also going to go on this side. I'm just going to get the parts and then fit that in later on. The gun is also already done. Okay. Alright, so we now go to the next part. It's actually to apply the water slide decals. As we can see here, I've got the golden set from Evo, and I will be starting to put it and assemble it, apply it to the Sazabi. Alright, so I finally completed this project. I got all the batteries. There are 11 connections all there. So I'm just going to turn them on one by one now, in no particular sequence. But yeah, it will all light up. May not be able to see it all in one go. I will need to pan the camera later on to show you where the different connections are for the lights or the LEDs, but basically I have 11 of them. Okay, right. Right, I think I have all of them, I think. Yeah, so and yeah, there's so many of them that I'm not so sure. Okay, so all of them are on now. And so you can see that he's lighted in many areas. Let me go closer so that you can see, right? So you can see here it's lighted on the head, it's lighted on the the missiles as well, on in the gun, the beam saber, and then you can see it's also lighted here, as well as all the different thrusters there, the back, even the two, these parts are lighted. Yeah, so basically that's done, right? This has been one of the most difficult and I guess most number of LEDs I've ever put in. but I'm glad that he is done now. All right. Anyway, it's taken me quite some time to put this one together. You can see there's so many of the wires and all this. I will need to hide them later on, come up with something. This will be probably a second part to this particular build. But anyway, hopefully this video has been good for you to look at and watch on in terms of fitting the LED on these clear Sazabi, RG Sazabi. Thanks for watching, guys.